First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just talk to us first about, what your immediate responsibilities are going to be as chairman-elect.
Well, the Energy and Commerce Committee has really broad jurisdiction over America's energy policy, our healthcare policies, and telecommunication policies, among other issues. It probably has the broadest jurisdiction of any committee in the Congress. So we'll be working on a lot of different issues. Obviously, we know that the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare is not sustainable the way it is. It has to be fixed. It has to be repealed. It has to be replaced. We have a lot of good ideas to do that, but we'll be soliciting more from governors around the country who have reformed Medicaid in their states successfully and provided better health care at lower costs, health insurance commissioners who can advise us as to why premiums have gone up so much and deductibles so high, and yet quality of care necessarily hasn't improved. In Oregon, we've got a pretty good track record with the CCOs, so I want my colleagues to understand how that works. The area of energy, I think we need to become more energy independent as a country. It's important to use our resources, but use them responsibly. But there's a lot we can do to grow the energy sector, which really affects manufacturing jobs. It affects what you pay for your own heating oil or natural gas to heat your home in the winter, and can affect things in a geopolitical way. So, there are a lot of issues affecting the Northwest that we'll deal with, and the whole country and the world.
You talked a little bit about Obamacare. House Speaker Ryan was in several different capacities kind of talking about some of their plans and what he has talked to President-elect Trump about, patient-centered health care, things like that. Did you get a chance to see him on 60 Minutes?
I didn't watch it. I've read excerpts of it, and of course I've been talking to Paul Ryan about these things for some time, and certainly patient-centered healthcare is where we want to end up. There's a better way to do this, and actually we call our plan A Better Way, and you can read all about it at better.gop. There are many, many ideas on how we can drive down the cost of healthcare, put the patient first, get the Washington bureaucracy out of the way, and actually have a healthcare system that works. There are other things that we frankly agreed with the president on, like making sure that those who had pre-existing conditions would receive care. We don't want any gaps to occur in the market or for individuals who are covered today. There are many things that needed to be changed 6 years ago. We were excluded from the process then. We will have a different process going forward that will be inclusive, because we want to hear from those who care for our health, what's working and what's not. I spent more than 4 or 5 years on a hospital board in Hood River. I was an employer with my wife for 21 years. We bought the insurance for the people who worked for us. I understand what it's like to not have many competitive choices available. I think we can do a lot better.
In your opinion, how long would this transition that a lot of people are talking about, how long would that take? Or is there really no idea what the timeline would be?
Well, I think, first of all, we need to understand what that would look like based on what the insurance market needs. Because you don't want to set an arbitrary date and then discover, oh, by the way, the insurance market has to file their plans with states 6 months or 18 months before that. So as far as I'm concerned, no date's been set. We will figure out what the right date is, but we'll have many different tools, I'll say, legislative tools to work with in this area, both repealing the bad parts of Obamacare and replacing it with patient-centered care. And so some of those decisions haven't been made yet. I'll be actually meeting with the speaker and the leader. I think it's tomorrow morning, now that I'm chairman-elect, to get more in depth in these discussions, and they're having discussions with the administration. The incoming HHS secretary, Dr. Tom Price, is a colleague and friend of mine, and so we have a good working relationship there. So going forward, this will be a collaborative process, because we want to first make sure do no harm, make sure patients get access to health care. They have it now. Make sure they can continue to receive it going forward. But the real issue is this health insurance system seems to be on a bit of a death spiral, that it's not sustainable. When I'm out around our district, people say, my premiums went up, my deductibles went up. What am I supposed to do here? When 50% of middle-income Americans would have trouble coming up with $500, how do they come up with $2,000 or $5,000 before their insurance really kicks in? So there's a lot of work to be done here, and it's going to take all hands on deck.
And is it your hope to do it in a way so that people don't have a gap in coverage?
Absolutely. That's our goal. That's our goal.
You were talking a little bit about this. previous presidential administrations, the tendency has been leaning towards cutting back on fossil fuels like coal and oil as a way to fight climate change. Do you see your appointment and role as curbing or changing the direction of the previous administration?
Yes.
How so?
Well, I think they've been over regulatory. I think they've tried to shut down all fossil fuels. I don't think that's appropriate. Sure, we want a clean environment and clean air. There are ways to get there that don't destroy the jobs in the Midwest. I mean, when you look at the result of this election, there are a lot of people hurting pretty severely in the Midwest and across these energy belts who've lost their jobs. Like a lot of people in our district lost their jobs when the federal government policy shut down the timber industry. Now we just get fires. There's a lot of stuff here we can improve upon. And I think in the energy sector, you'll see us doing that, and we'll put America first. I mean, we're exporting billions and billions and billions of taxpayer dollars to other countries to do things on climate change. Why aren't we using that money here at home? Or not deficit spending as much. And so I think you're going to see a different attitude out of this administration, clearly. Most people understand that. And I think the American people spoke state by state by state and said, we want a change in Washington, and they're going to get that change.
Have you had an opportunity to meet with President-elect Trump?
Not since he's been elected, no.
Okay.
I met with Vice President Pence. He was in our conference meeting. He and I have served together in the House for a decade. We're friends and did some work together, in fact, on some broadcast issues to repeal the Fairness Doctrine off the books. And so I have a great relationship with the Vice President. I have a great relationship with the President's Chief of Staff. Reince Priebus was the Republican National Committee chair while I chaired the National Republican Congressional Committee for the last 4 years. So we know each other well. President's chief counsel is former counsel for the committee I chaired. So, I mean, I've got a lot of good relationships going into this administration and look forward to working with them for the best interests of America.
Any plans to meet with him in the near future, or nothing set right now?
Nothing's set right now.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll have those opportunities, especially given the prominence of this committee assignment that I have as chair of the Energy and Commerce Committee and the amount of work that we're expected to get done. We'll work in collaboration with the administration.
Obviously, a lot of things that you want to accomplish. How difficult is it to prioritize your goals?
Well, I've always been able to walk and chew gum at the same time. And we'll prioritize those goals. The president will have a say in that. Our own calendar will have a say in that. There are certain things Congress has to do. We are a separate branch of the government that we have to do on a certain set of dates as well. But we'll be working collaboratively. It's like American people, most of them said the election's over. Move on. Let's get to work. And certain things have been promised, and the election was a referendum on those things. We're going to move forward on the things that were promised the American people that Donald Trump got elected we would do. And so you're going to see that happen. Well,
I've got you, Congressman. Anything that you'd like to say to Oregonians?
Well, first of all, to people in our district, thank you again for the opportunity to effectively represent the people of Oregon's 2nd Congressional District. I'm honored to take on that responsibility again. It's a big one. I respect it. I'm going to be out across the district as much as I've always been. And your input's going to be really important as we work on these very difficult issues, because at the end of the day, we're all affected by the decisions that get made. So it's important to make sure as many people as possible have a fair opportunity to be involved and at least give me their benefit of their views. They can do that through our website. They can do that through town meetings I'll be holding. But hopefully we can do this in a civil way where we can listen to everybody and then try and find the common ground to get America in a better place.
Anything that I didn't touch on that you want to add while I've got you?
I think you've covered it all.